Why? God damn it! Why? Why Activision? Why? Why would you do this? Every single Call of Duty game, you do it every time. God damn it!
What? You didn't think I was going to talk about it too? So obviously, what we're going to be talking about today, the hot topic in Call of Duty right now, is the supply stream, and really how it compares to supply drops from previous Call of Duty games. So the real reason why I wanted to do this video is because the biggest thing I'm hearing is that the supply stream is a scam, people hate it, and think supply drops are better. So we're going to talk about that statement throughout this video, and specifically look at what is stupid and what is good about the new system in the game, and actually how Treyarch and Activision can fix it. So before we get into actually talking about the two different systems, you first have to understand how the development of these system actually works. So when making a Call of Duty, there's two teams, the publishing team and the development team. Activision is the publishing team, Treyarch is the development team. Treyarch is responsible for making the game, the in-game design, the maps, the way the game actually works. The publishing team, aka Activision, is responsible for monetizing the game and making money off of it. So anything that changes as far as supply drops, microtransactions, the price of the game, that is Activision. The game itself is Treyarch. For example, last week, one of the things that they changed inside the game was the score streaks. They made some of them cost more, some of them cost less, and made it so every time one of your score streaks gets a kill, it only gives you 10 score instead of 25. I don't like this change. I think it's stupid. That is Treyarch's fault. However, all of this monetization issues, the new supply stream system, and all of the COD points, that is Activision. For the majority of this video, we are going to be talking about Activision. However, speaking of Activision and Treyarch, one thing that they did release today is two new maps, well, kind of new maps. There is a new variant of Nighttime Firing Range and Sunset Seaside, so two new maps out today, which, by the way, I made a video about a couple days ago. I'll throw it up on screen as a card right now if you want to check that out. Anyway, back to talking about Activision. Now, as far as Black Ops 4 goes, there's really three ways that Activision can make money off of microtransactions. So when you go to the black market, the first thing that actually opens is Blackjack Shop. Now, this is an area where you can directly buy certain things. So for example, on the left hand side of the screen, we are looking at skins. They approximately cost 900 COD points, aka about $9. The gesture off to the side called Bubbles costs 500 COD points, aka about $5, and the tag costs about $1. Now, as far as these go, these are not a scam. You pay for it, you get it. Nothing really new there. Is it expensive? Yeah. Is it way too expensive? I think so, especially paying $9 for a skin that you're rarely going to see because it's a first-person game is a little bit much. But hey, if you have the money and want skins, it's not too bad. Now, the second way Activision makes money is the Contraband system, aka the supply stream that they have talked about so many times. Now, I've heard a lot of people being upset about this system, yet it's a system a lot of people, including myself, have asked for a very long time. It works very similarly to the Battle Pass from Fortnite. Essentially, there are 200 levels, and the best two items are at the very end. 199, you get Hudson, a new character from Blackout, and level 200, you get a weapon variant for the ICR. Now, as far as what this system actually looks like, about 90% or 80% of the items you get are reserves, which are essentially supply drops from Black Ops 3, where you only get one item. I keep hearing this notion that supply drops are gone in this game. They're not. Reserves are a supply drop. You get a random item. The difference is, in Black Ops 3, the supply drops gave you 3 items. In this game, the supply drop, aka reserves, only give you 1 item. Now, as far as leveling up this tier system, you have two options. Number one, you can pay for it. So each tier is going to cost you 100 COD points, or about $1, or you can level them up by playing the game, and each tier is going to cost you about an hour of in-game playtime, which is a lot. If you want to just unlock all of the levels by simply playing the game, you have to play about 3 to 4 hours of game a day. Now, certain events that they have, like double tiers on certain weekends, do help with this, but at the same time, it's still a lot of Call of Duty to play. Now let's compare this to the system in Black Ops 3. So in Black Ops 3, you had to buy supply drops. A common supply drop could only be bought for 10 crypto keys, which equated to about an hour of play. And then a rare supply drop could be bought for 30 crypto keys, which was about 3 hours of play, maybe a little bit less than that, or 200 COD points, aka about $2. So for $2, you would get 3 items. In Black Ops 4, for $2, you are getting 2 items. items, so a little bit worse in that circumstance. Now, one argument for this, in Black Ops 4 you are leveling up your tiers trying to get to level 200, and at that point you will get a really good item. The problem with this is all of the items on the way up to that are really complete garbage, which we'll talk about in a minute, but again, they're completely random, just like supply drop. Reserves are supply drops. I'm going to say that a million times throughout this video. Now, the next thing that is similar between the two games is in Black Ops 3, you had something called contracts. Now, contracts were challenges. Special contracts lasted for a long period of time. You had daily contracts that gave you 10 crypto keys, and weekly contracts that gave you 30 crypto keys. As of right now, in Black Ops 4, there is a constant daily contract in which if you win a game, you get one tier. A pretty boring challenge if you ask me. But the difference is, in Black Ops 3 there was weekly challenges which essentially gave you 3 free items upon completing the challenges. The challenges took longer, but in my opinion, once again, are a lot more interesting than the system that Black Ops 4 currently has. So all in all, the real difference between these two systems is in Black Ops 3, you would pay 200 COD points and get 3 items. In Black Ops 4, you pay 200 points and get 2 items. The other difference, in Black Ops 4, you can work your way to some direct items. At level 50, 100, 150, and 200, you do get some pretty good items that you can work your way up to, and the earn rate of items is actually fairly similar. 10 crypto keys took about an hour to get, which would give you 1 common supply drop. 1 hour of play in Black Ops 4 basically gives you another tier on the Contraband system. So what system is better? So from what we are seeing here, the biggest difference is that the supply drop system in Black Ops 3 is 100% random, whereas the Contraband system has some tiers where you can get exactly what you want. So in that case, it's a little bit better. However, the thing that makes the Black Ops 4 system complete garbage is the fact that the reserves has no good items. There is no reason for me to even look at what I get out of reserves. Yes, every once in a while you can get a My Little Pony weapon, and that's great. But 90% of the time, when you open a reserves, you are getting a sticker. If not a sticker, a face paint. And let's be honest, I don't care about those whatsoever. If they had weapon camos, if they had more weapon variants, if they had anything along those lines, cool, it would be fun to open reserves. But the items that they are giving you, stickers, face paints, and honestly, even the skins are pretty boring if you ask me. They're just garbage items, and it makes opening those very boring. That is the biggest difference between the Black Ops 3 system and the Black Ops 4 system. In Black Ops 3, you could get weapon camos for all of your various weapons. What I'm getting at here is the items in Black Ops 4 just aren't as exciting as the ones in Black Ops 3, and I think that's why a lot of people are saying that they prefer the supply drop system. And for years, I'm a hypocrite. I was asking for a different system where I could just directly buy items. Now, is this Black Ops 4 system directly that? No, but it's a lot closer to that. So am I a hypocrite? Yes, but the biggest reason why is I simply just don't like the items in Black Ops 4. It's not that Black Ops 4 system is worse, the items are just worse. Now, before we move on to the most egregious part of this whole thing, I thought I would just briefly talk about the amount of time you have to play to get to level 200. When this first came out, I thought this was retarded. It takes way too long to get to level 200, but as I have played more and as they have added in the daily reward of a tier bonus, and on top of that, a double tier weekend twice throughout the life cycle of this event, I don't think it's nearly as ridiculous as when it first came out. As long as you are playing when they have double tiers, and as long as you actually complete your daily rewards, getting to level 100 by the end of an event is very doable. You do have to play a lot whatsoever. So it is rewarding those players that come back every day, but I would much prefer to see a system instead of just a daily tier. I would like to see a daily tier bonus, maybe for some sort of different challenge every day, and also a weekly bonus that maybe gives you 3 tiers or something along those lines. And then after that, I think the system would actually work pretty well. Now, moving on to the most ridiculous part of the entire thing, we have special orders. Now, special orders are just retarded, and if I could give any advice to the people out there, simply do not buy them. Just don't spend any money on them because they are simply silly. So the one we're specifically talking about here is the Fall Firearms, which gave you 2 signature weapons that were already available, one through the GameStop pre-order, and 2 that was just handed to us, then taken away, and now you can buy it for $20 goddamn dollars. It's just way too much money for 2 weapon variants. On top of that, you have to play the game for 13 hours to actually unlock both of them, because after you purchase them, they just go into the Contraband system, and you have to actually level up your Contraband system 13 times to actually get both items, which is even more ridiculous. But to put this into perspective, let's just talk about some other things you can buy for $20. You could buy yourself The Witcher 3 for $14.99 at GameStop. That's an entire goddamn game you can play for less than $20. A large cheeseburger pizza from Papa John's. 12 cans of Fancy Feast Delights for your kitten. Or yourself. I don't know what you're into. A 2-song lap dance at a shady strip club. Some Black Ops 4 control freaks, and you can even save yourself 10% by using code INK at checkout. The point is there's a lot of things that are better than these 2 weapon variants that you can spend $20 on. The price is egregious. The fact that they are taking pre-order bonuses, I don't love. They have done this in previous Call of Duty games, but I don't like that they're doing it here. The other thing I wanted to address with the black market update that came out today, they added 2 new skins to the special orders. Now, both of these are going to cost 800 COD points, aka $8. So if you want both, they're going to cost $16. You do get some other items in there, but it's 10 tiers to level up. So it's going to take you 10 hours to unlock all of these different items. So once again, I just hate this special order system. The point I'm getting at is all of the things in this game that they are doing to monetize it more are, one, really expensive, and a lot of people are not going to be able to afford it. And the things that they are charging a lot of money for are really, really shitty. For example, when they introduced the new event, the new Contraband system in a couple of weeks here, I don't want to pay $200 to level up all of my tiers to get 180 stickers. Now, if I'm gonna pay $200 and get maybe 30 signature weapons, 5 characters from Blackout, and a bunch of other cool shit, then I might spend the money on it. But for what they're giving us here, it's just straight up a ripoff. To be quite honest with you, the point of this video was to compare the supply drop system to the Contraband system in Black Ops 4. And honestly, I thought going into this video that I would end up saying that the supply drop system was inherently better. Honestly, I don't think that it is, but I think what I have discovered that the big difference between the 2 games is that Black Ops 3 simply had better items in their supply drops, which made it more interesting. Meanwhile, getting 1 million stickers and face paints in Black Ops 4 just isn't really floating people's boats, and I think if they improve those items, that will improve a lot of people's view on what they are putting out. On top of that, just lower some of the prices in the marketplace, and maybe more people will spend money on items. But hey, that's just me. Now, if you disagree with me, feel free to let me know down in the comments. If you like supply drops more than you like the Contraband system in Black Ops 4, feel free to let me know, and I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say, so just put all your thoughts down in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this video, I tried to add a little bit of humor into this one just because this topic has been talked about a lot. So if you enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate you hitting that like button. And if you're new to the channel and want to stay up to date on all my videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button and make sure you have notifications turned on. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're